Hi, welcome back to Ministry with Montez, where we talk God, His kingdom, and all things under it. I'm Anna Montez. If you're new here, I may be smiling, but this is a bit of a serious episode, I'm not gonna lie. Just like the title says, I've been having feelings recently of giving up. I feel like I've kind of come to my end when it comes to content creation, and when it comes to makeup, and just social media in general. And I just really want to be vulnerable. I think mainly because I don't be doing this often. I like when my life looks perfect. I don't really like to tell people about the bad sides of my life, because when I do, then it becomes real. I always want it to seem like I'm doing well, because it's kind of embarrassing for me if I'm not. Like I said, especially when people know about it. And if I'm gonna be very honest, the only reason why I'm carrying on doing what I'm doing in terms of my job is because I'm scared of what God would say and what God would do if I stopped, because I don't want to be disobedient in what it is that He's calling me into. But the thing is, I'm finding at the minute that although I'm being obedient, I'm not necessarily enthusiastic about it. I feel lost and confused and angry, and I think that's because the only person that I know that can take me out of it, to my knowledge, which is very limited because I am human at the end of the day, isn't doing anything about it. And I think what can make it quite difficult as well, being Christian, is that sometimes you know exactly what it is that you should respond to a situation with. Like when it comes to me, I know the verses. Like I was crying the other day and I was saying to Lord, I'm so upset, I'm so confused. Like what is it that you want me to be doing? Like I know what you want me to be doing, but it's so hard to fully invest in what it is that you want me to be doing when I don't see what it is. Do you know what I mean? And the verse that came to my mind was, those that wait upon the Lord renew their strength. And I was like, yeah, but I don't feel very strengthened right now. I feel so weak because of what is going on. I feel drained and I feel heavy. So how can I hear that verse and think, oh yeah, I'm strengthened because I'm waiting upon God? And I think I feel heavy because when I go to sleep and I wake up, I instantly just feel this massive weight just on my chest. Even when I just open my eyes, there's just massive weight just sitting on my chest. Like when I get asked a question about what I do and how it works and how partnerships work and how much money do I get from it, I just feel this weight and it just won't leave, because it's even a question that I'm asking myself. How does the partnerships work? How does the money come in? Like there's so many things that I don't even know myself, and having to answer those questions for people is even harder, which is why I don't really like to tell people anything, because the less people know, the less they'll ask. In most situations, some people might ask more because they want to know more, but for a lot of people, they don't ask. I won't say because I don't want to share, because when I start opening up, then I start to doubt. So when people will ask me questions about, oh, do you get paid from stuff like that? I'm like, yeah, I have done in the past, right now. Like once I get started with my words, they don't stop, which is why I like to keep them in, because somebody will ask me, oh, how many times a month do you get a campaign or something? And I'm like, well, I used to get them often, but now I don't, and and then all of a sudden my words just start pooling out of nowhere, and I've dumped on that person who's asked me the question, and I don't even mean to, and I walk away feeling frazzled, because it's like, oh, what am I doing? And I've just kind of felt for a while that obviously because I don't have a job, that I just have no stability. But then even as I'm saying this, the verse about the man that built his house on a rock, that's all that's coming to mind. In Luke, it speaks about how there's two men and they built their houses on two different foundations, and the one that built their house on rock, their house stood like the test of time. So in Luke 6 chapter 4 it says, but why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not do the things which I say? Which first of all, oh my gosh, why do I call him Lord, Lord if he's asked me to do something in my career and I've decided to give up on it? Goodness me. Whoever comes to me and hears my sayings and does them, I will show you whom he is like. He is like the man building a house who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. And when the flood arose and the stream beat vehemently, don't know how to say that word, FYI, against that house, and could not shake it, for it was founded on the rock. But he who heard and did nothing is like a man who built a house on the earth without a foundation, against which the stream beat vehemently, and immediately it fell. And the ruin of that house was great. And I suppose in this instance, in my circumstance, I just need to keep remembering that as long as my house, my rock, my foundation, in terms of what it is that I'm doing with social media, with anything in my life, as long as it's built on the rock, it will stand the test of time. And although the storms, it just feels like I'm constantly in a storm, the weight is on my chest, anything will come against that house, and yet the house will still stand because it was built on the foundation, which is God. But I think what's interesting as well, when you think about that parable, nobody knew the perspective of the man that was in the house that was built on the rock, because as he's building his house on the rock, he's not thinking, oh yeah, I'm building my house on God and therefore it's going to stand. He's just thinking, I'm going to build my house on this piece of rock and here's my house. So when he goes in the house and the flood starts to come and starts beating on his house, he's probably thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. He's probably in that house absolutely frightened, thinking, I'm going to die, my house is going to crash. He could have been in that house crying like David in Psalm 13, saying, how long, Lord? How long is this flood going to crash against me? How long are you going to torment me with what's going on? David didn't say that part. I've made that up. But you know, sometimes it can feel like that. Like, how long am I going to be tormented with the fact that this thing is lording over my head? I really want it, but I can't have it right now. How long am I going to be tormented with that? And this man is probably inside of his house thinking the same kind of things. Like, I'm so scared. It feels as though my house is going to plummet into nothing. But then the storm stopped and then he's probably thinking, wow, okay, it's still here. To me, when I think of the word wait, if you think about that verse a little bit differently, it can actually change your perspective on the whole verse. So when I think about the word wait, to wait on someone can either mean to just sit there, pause and wait, or it can mean as how a servant will wait on their master, in that they're doing things for them. And when I think of a waiter, I always just think of like a man in a tuxedo with a bow tie and he's holding on to like a metal dish and it's got a lid on the top and you take it off and then the smoke comes out and the food is there all nice because it's just been sitting there waiting for the master. But inside of that dish is something that the master has ordered for him to get. Servants tend to be carrying things like pretty much all of their lives. I don't think I've ever seen a servant that's not carrying something. They're always doing something with their hands. And when you're carrying something, especially at first, it can seem really heavy. Like, it can probably seem like it's too heavy. Like, when you pick it up, you have to put it down because it's just that heavy. But when you keep pressing at something and you keep picking it up, the weight of that thing, you will start to become accustomed to it. It will start to become lighter because your strength is changing due to this heavy thing that you're having to pick up, and you're starting to grow muscle. So when you think about having to wait on the Lord, it means to become a servant to him, and then in turn, because you're holding things that he's asked you to carry, heavy things, your strength will start to renew because you're able to hold the heavy things now, because you're becoming more and more adjusted to the weight that he's asked you to carry. I think that's a good way of thinking of it, to be fair. So next time I think those that wait upon the Lord will renew their strength, it doesn't just mean just to sit there and wait and it's like the Lord's going to be doing his thing whilst I'm sitting down and I'm waiting and I'm expecting for him to just fall at my feet, because that's not what he's going to do. He's not falling at my feet. I need to fall at his. He don't need me, I need him. So if I'm waiting upon the Lord, it doesn't mean to just sit. It means to be doing, actively waiting upon him, acting as how a servant would act in doing things for their master, carrying things and just doing the things that the master has asked them to do. I think as well, for me, since leaving education, like, this is my first full year without being in education from when I was 3. Is this my first full year? I went to primary school, I went to high school, I went to college, and then I went to another college, and then I went to uni. And yeah, this is my first year without education. So there's been like a shift. All my life I've been led by the structure of education. You go from one place to the next. You go to school, you come home, you do your homework, you go back. Like, I've always just had this kind of structure and schedule, and now that I'm in the real world and I don't have that anymore, I'm finding it to be quite difficult. And if you've watched my testimony video, it is on my page. It's very long, so you would need some snacks for it. But if you've watched that video, you would know as well that it's very hard for a babe like me to get a job. This is even a current thing that's going on because I've applied for so many jobs this week, heard nothing. And Indeed likes to say, oh, the person will respond in a day. No, they don't. For me, they don't respond at all. I don't even get told no. They just leave me hanging all the time. And that's not even just like the jobs out in the real world. Like, that's actually also with social media as well. And for those that are listening to this on the podcast things and you can't see me, I am doing air quotes around real life, because I'm not saying that my job isn't real life. Like, I'm not saying that. But even with what I do, I will send out so many emails in one sitting, just like telling people, hi, I'm open for partnerships and I'd love to work with you guys and this and that. And I don't even get told no from them. Like, I don't get any response back or responses, and it's just like, what the actual heck? And then it just builds so much confusion and rejection and upset within me, because it's like, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? And to be quite frank, I don't really know sometimes what to do with those emotions that I get out of that. And then it just really turns to sadness, and then I take it back to God and I'm like, what is it that you want me to do? Like, I'm so confused. And you know what's so interesting now that I'm even saying this? I've been asking God, a prayer of mine recently is just push me, man. Like, just push me. Genuinely, just give me a push, because I know what I'm like. When I get confused, it's like when I'm in dance. If I don't understand anything that's going on around me, I will stop. And I've worked on this because my mum told me, Anna, you need to stop stopping. Like, what? If you don't understand something, carry on and pretend like you do. Don't just stop. And I do that in my life. Like, if I don't understand something, I'll just stop. Like, I'll become stagnant and then nothing happens. Nothing gets done. Nothing productive anyway. I can just sit there and get upset and mope and cry, but nothing productive gets done. And I've been asking God to just push me. And I've not felt a physical push, but I've felt a push with the notifications that I'm getting. Like, I'm getting a lot of Spotify notifications, and I don't even read them, but I'm taking that as though God is saying, keep doing this. Keep sitting down in your bedroom, putting your phone on and record what it is that I'm putting in your heart to speak about. Because I do find that what it is that I do, I need to remember it's not just for me. It is not just for me. I can sit down on my bed and speak and be set free myself from what it is that I'm saying. But it's not just about me being set free. The amount of people that can sit down and listen to my thing and be set free from that. And that is essentially what it's all about. So I've been getting pushed by notifications. I've not been pushed. I've not been pushed. But push notifications have been coming onto my phone and pushing me, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing this because I do enjoy this part, sitting down and speaking to my phone and sharing what God has been putting on my heart recently. And even though the views aren't there, who cares, man? One day it will come, if that, and even if it doesn't, the people that watch the videos will be set free. And it's also opened up so many conversations. Like, when people watch my videos and then they give me feedback, it opens up such a conversation that never would have happened if I didn't do this. Do you know what I mean? But I think a prayer that I'm going to start praying is that the Lord will just increase my enthusiasm for what I'm doing. Because like I said, I do enjoy this. I find it so much fun. And even editing videos, at first I loved it, and then when I was doing it all the time, it started to become a bit more mundane. But it's part of what I do, and therefore I need to be doing it. So I want the Lord to restore my enthusiasm for it. Like, I want to feel excited about filming and editing and putting it out there. But I truly want to wait upon the Lord in terms of being a servant. I want to wait upon him and do what it is that he's asking me to do. Like, literally, even with this thing from Luke 6, but why do you call me Lord, Lord, and not do the things which I say? He has asked me, not even asked, he's pushing me into doing this. Why am I not doing it? Why am I sitting here and letting my notes pile up with so many ideas, but I'm not speaking them out? I'm not doing anything about it, and therefore they're just sitting in my notes. And who's to say that there's not a person in, because my videos, right, let me even find the analytics, because I've been noticing recently that my videos have been like getting watched in different places. My videos are being watched in the UK, the US, Canada, France, and then Cyprus, which I think is either my dad or me, because I was just in Cyprus. So it's like people in different countries are watching and listening to my episodes and my videos, and it's like, well, if I was to stop what I was doing, who's to say that more people can't be freed from that? And I would be really upset if there was somebody in a different country that had Spotify and I stopped what I was doing and they were a potential soul that could be saved, but because I stopped, they didn't get saved. I'd be really upset about that. Not that I would ever know, but still I'd be upset. And I was listening to a song this afternoon, and I never really deeped the lyrics before. I was telling my friend Joyce about this. I never really deeped the lyrics, but it said, only what you do for Christ will last. And as I'm deeping it, I'm like, wow, so only what I do for Christ will last. When I've thought about those lyrics before, I just kind of thought, okay, so me praying for God to like hear me or something, that will last. Me doing my Bible study, that will last. Me giving glory unto God, that will last. But I never thought about the fact that me doing this, me filming and speaking about God, that will last, meaning that will help people, and it will, God willing, surpass me, because I'll be able to, obviously we don't know how long social media is going to last, but if social media is forever, these videos are going to be up here forever, helping people forever. So whatever you do for Christ will last. Do you know, it just kind of clicks for me. Whatever you do for Christ will last. I don't know, me repeating the lyric might not help you to understand what it is that I'm kind of having a revelation over, but I had a revo over those lyrics this afternoon. And with everything that I'm saying, I just think as well, like, obviously we're told to be still and know that he is God, but I don't believe that being still is always physical. I think that being still is also being still in your mind and not allowing your mind to run back and forth in fear and all the things that the devil wants you to put forth before you put faith there. And in this instance, I'm allowing fear to overtake my mind, and it's making me be still here in my physical. So I need to be still and know that he is God in my mind. He is God of my mind. He is God in my mind. But I need to keep working with my body. I need to keep waiting upon God with my body, because he is calling me into doing something, and I can't ignore that. I can't ignore the fact that he wants me to do this just because I'm not seeing any views, just because my followers are going down more than they're going up, just because I'm not making any money from it. And the fear of not having money, the fear of being broke. I woke up from a dream this morning, don't remember anything from the dream except for the fact that I opened my bank in the dream and there was only a couple of pence in there. Like, I'm allowing my fear to stop me from doing what God has asked me to do, what he's calling me into. And I will just not allow fear anymore to dictate where I am being taken. I won't do it. And if you have this heaviness that is over you and it's just on your chest and you feel like you want to give up, because sometimes you feel like the easiest option is to give up and it will get rid of the weight. But I know for a fact, right, that if I was to stop doing what I'm doing, if I was to pour everything into, I don't know, maybe finding a different kind of job or just focusing on other things, I'd still have the thing that's weighing down on my chest. Even if it's a different weight, I'd have the weight of, Anna, God wants you to do something. What are you doing? I know that I would have that. So sometimes giving up can feel like the easiest option, but you know that you would have just an even bigger weight on your chest if you did give up. But if you have a fear or anything that is weighing you down, I just rebuke it in the name of Jesus. I really, really do. And I pray that he will fill you with the comfort and the steadiness of mind to know that he is going to work it out. All things happen in his timing, and we have to remember that he's above time. Like, when you think about the world, right, the world is here. There's probably like a layer. I don't know the world that well, so ignore this if it's, oh no, don't ignore it, but take it with a pinch of salt. The world is here. We have time in this world, and then outside is another time, and then another time, probably, I don't know, like I said. But God is above all of that. He's above all the different times that we have, and he did not bring us this far to say, all right, bye, you do, I'm going, see you next year. He's not gonna do that. We actually can't give up, man. Like, it's so serious. We cannot give up. I believe that my enthusiasm will come back. I really, really do believe that my enthusiasm will come back, and I'm just gonna keep pushing forward, because I don't want to have started something and then give it up because I'm not seeing the fruits in it. You plant the seed today, but you don't see the plant tomorrow. I think the quickest plant that maybe does that, is it them, like the little chia things or whatever? But with something like this, something like what I'm doing in terms of trying to build a foundation in Christ and working on social media as a disciple to him, that's not going to happen in one day where I'm going to post a video and then all of a sudden I'm going to be up there and people are seeing it and everybody and whatever. And even if I did want that, that's false and that won't last. So I'm not going to go up, and I pray that you don't either. We just have to keep digging. We just got to keep digging. I'm tired, Jesus.
It's too damn bad! You keep digging!
So yeah, that's it from me for this episode. It's nice to be back, man. It's actually nice to be back because I've been on holiday. I've been on holiday for 3 weeks. I went to go see my dad for 3 weeks. What a time, man. What an absolute time. And I was going to film a video whilst I was out there, but I just kind of felt like, no, I want to do it in my space. And I know that obviously my space can be anywhere that the Lord sees fit, but it didn't feel like my space. So I wanted to come back and film a video in my space. the space that we all know and love so incredibly well. So yeah, I'm back. We're making videos, we're sharing things, I'm trying to help. You guys are helping me. Everything is coming together. I don't know what the heck that was. But thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me a rating on the podcast app. That would be amazing. And I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.